Gonna wiki you. Hugh, Les Mis,
Yes.
One of the greatest pieces of literature ever produced. A stage show that's been running 25, 26 years now. Over 60 million people around the planet have seen it. Any pressure when you signed up to the film?
You know, I heard the figure of 60 million people before we filmed. I just presumed Sir Cameron Mackintosh was exaggerating, you know. So I'm glad I didn't really take that to heart. But yes, pressure. I mean, I'm playing Jean Valjean. I'm a massive fan of the musical. All of us were. So no one was harder on ourselves than us. And Valjean's like a Hamlet. It's one of those roles that actors dream of playing.
I mean, you said you're a fan of Les Mis, but it's one of those musicals that when you see it, you do become a fan, and it goes into your heart. I mean, I can recite a lot of the lyrics to a lot of the songs.
Yeah.
I mean, do you feel that pressure from fans, and they want to see it in a certain way?
Yes. You know, I think it's... Tom spoke early on, and he was right, that people love the show. They are, like, in love with it. So many people. It does move them. And so... in a way, in the filmic language, he needed to find a way for that story to soar. And you can't just transfer a stage show onto a film. It needs to be done with great care. And I thought what he did so brilliantly was exacerbate and enhance the things people loved about the show, as well as giving them things you can't get on the show. The scale, the size, the time, you know, the transformations. Physical and you know, internal, and then, for example, holding a 3-minute close-up on Anne Hathaway for one of the greatest performances I've ever seen gives you that total feeling that you're there live with her. He never cuts. It's 3 minutes, but you're sitting in a lap. Forget front row. You're in a lap, you know.
I mean, that 3 minutes was one of the best things I've seen on screen this
year.
Agree. By a stretch. I mean, it was
incredible what she did and what she pulled off there, and it's one of the greatest compliments to an actor, I think, that a director never cut away.
You talked about Valjean being a Hamlet, but he's nothing, is he, without a good Javert and Russell in this movie.
Yes.
It might surprise some people. I mean, he can sing, can't he?
Look, he didn't surprise me. I've known Russell for many years, and he recorded his first album when he was 14. In Australia, he's done 3 stage musicals, so he's no stranger to it. Of course, a lot of people around the world might not know that, and look, there's a saying that actors know very well, that great actors make other actors look good, and I'm being one of those other actors in that working with Russell Crowe makes it easy, and one of the great privileges of my career.
Let's talk about singing live. When you heard that from Tom, were you worried? Was it more hesitant?
I was relieved when I heard it. That's really what I've known. I've done a lot of live stage musicals, and I have tried to do some recording. Obviously, I've done soundtracks of musicals, and it's always such a technical and slightly... as a process, just sort of, you become very self-aware, and you're listening to yourself, and you can get away from the words and what you're trying to do with a song. And we needed freedom. It's an emotional piece. You needed to be able to be spontaneous and just to tell the story and for the characters to develop through the song.
I mean, that's what I actually took away from it most, because I've seen the stage show a couple of times now, but I understood the show more from this film because I thought the cast connected with the lyrics more than perhaps an actor on stage would, because they have to project, etc.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, look, Susan Boyle made I Dreamed a Dream, a very, very famous song. And I don't think there's anyone in this country or probably around the world who doesn't recognise the song. But when you see and hear Anne Hathaway sing that song, it's like you have never heard it before. When Eddie Redmayne sings Empty Chairs and Empty Tables, you're so close, it's so raw and so clear what he's going through. It's an incredible journey to go on.
I can't believe you just ripped into...
2 minutes.
Yeah. I just can't believe you just ripped into Subo there. You're not going to be the nation's favourite Australian anymore, Hugh. Susan Boyle. How did you do that?
No, fair play to her. She's an incredible singer, and it was incredibly moving what she did. And I'm not saying that, but I think Anne just acted the song from such a deep place, and you see where it comes from. You see why the song, and so I suppose when people see Susan Boyle, rightly, they take in who she is and where she's come from, and all of that is imbued. But as a piece of theatre, what Anne does is just phenomenal.
And let's talk about Oscar buzz, because with that time of season. But it's
whenever someone says that, I keep thinking my son's name. My son's name is Oscar. I'm like, what's he done? Where is he? Was he misbehaving? So, sorry, mate, I interrupted you.
No. But what about the Academy Award buzz?
Musicals don't get made very often. I've wanted to be in one for a long time, movie musicals. So if the film gets recognised, it'd be fantastic. Selfishly, I'd just like to be in more of them, But the problem with musicals is if it doesn't work, they are just like nails on a chalkboard. It's very hard to watch. So I think Tom Hooper and everyone working Tidal Universal took great risks making it, so I hope it pays off.
What musical would you fancy doing?
I'd like to remake Guys and Dolls. I'd like to remake Carousel. I may be getting too old for Carousel. Yeah, we better hurry up here.